Yes. Welcome, friends and family across the globe. Welcome, dear ones, near and far. Welcome, people I know and that I don't know. Reggie Hubbard here in community with each of you, as well as Matthew, Yasmin, and we'll get going in a moment. I'm one of the people who was never on time. Far be it from me to get mad at anybody for being late to class. That's not how Black Hippie gets down. Um, Delighted to be with each of you. I want you to, the reason that I chose the Zoom platform is that we can look at each other. Like when the teachers are presenting, I will highlight them and spotlight them for everyone. But I want you to look at all races, identities that are here to celebrate Juneteenth. Please look at that. And please see that it's not just a Black holiday. It ain't just, it's American history, right? So all of us can and should celebrate this day, right? I, for one, have been celebrating Juneteenth for all of my life. I got a text message from a dear friend of mine a couple days ago when the Congress decided that they wanted to do something. I'm not going to get into that because it's not my place necessarily to go off on the soapbox here. That's for another day. But they were like, you were the person who told me about Juneteenth. I was just like, well, when you grow up listening to X Clan and Public Enemy and Boogie Down Productions, like you are steeped in the stories of your ancestors, you know from whence you came. So I'm here to tell you that like we all come from this story of liberation. We all come from this story of peace and gratitude. We all come from this story of transmuting adversity and alchemizing it into divine strength. That's what the yoga practice offers. That's what the meditation practice offers. And that's what we hope that you get over the course of this experience. So a deep bow of gratitude to each of you who have signed up to be on this journey. A deep bow of gratitude to my fellow co-presenters, because y'all, there are 4 Black teachers teaching on Juneteenth in practices that are about restoration, healing, and liberation. This ain't mediocre gymnastics and platitudes, y'all. This is soul food. So if you're hungry for soul food, you know, in true Southern style, you can fix a plate and take home, but eat freely while you're here. Amen. Because that's what we're here for. So for those of you that don't know me, I'm Reggie Hubbard. I'm he, him, his are my pronouns. I will be leading in meditation today, but I'm just delighted to have all of you here. Before we get going, because I'm an organizer at heart, I want everyone to put in the chat, if you're up for it, where you're from and what Juneteenth means to you. Right? You know, this ain't no lecture, y'all. So like this is a community class, this is an integrative experience. So if you're up for it, where you're from and what Juneteenth means to you so that we can all get a flavor from where one another is from. And if you're not up for it, that's cool. And I'll also say, while everyone's putting their piece into the chat, there may be some things that we offer that aren't for you. Because it's Juneteenth, you're free to do whatever you want to do, right? So if it's not accessible for you, opt out. Also, if you feel the need to leave, like if this runs a little long and you got other things to do with your day, blessings on that too. It's Juneteenth, be free. Go do what you need to do. My only request is that if you leave with a full heart and share that full heart with someone who is in need of that freedom. Right. So without further ado, I will introduce dear Julie Holly. She will lead us through our asana practice. Julie, you are spotlighted. Let's go.
All right. Hi, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, no matter where you are, welcome. And I love that Reggie asked the question, what does Juneteenth mean for you? Because it leads right into my theme. For me, Juneteenth is a reestablishment of boundaries. And when we establish boundaries, we gain freedom. And this theme came to me moments ago whispered to me, if you will, by the ancestors. And oddly enough, yesterday, my ancestry DNA results arrived, and I am 80% African descendant, primarily from Nigeria, or back then it would have been the Yoruba region prior to colonization. Um, and I am also 20% European, mostly 18% of that is Scottish. And what that says to me is that somewhere along the way, a boundary was crossed. And it made me think of the only name of an enslaved ancestor that I have, and that name is Hannah. And Hannah was sold for $300. But Hannah lived, and Hannah gave birth to Dinah, and Dinah gave birth to Arthur, and Arthur fathered James, and James fathered Joanne, and Joanne mothered the healer that is me, that is Julie. So that is my family's, a small snippet of my family's journey. So as we move through asana practice, we're going to be engaging the muscles, symbolizing a reestablishment of boundary. And by so doing, once we are well established and our muscles are toned and we're hugging in and we have our boundaries established, then through the bones, we're going to reach out and expand and share our freedom, our joy, our growth with the world. And a time here in the United States where, yes, we celebrate that Juneteenth has finally where it deserves to be as a national Independence Day. But we're also, may sprinkle in some other boundaries that need to be established in order for not only Black Americans, but all marginalized people in the United States to really experience true freedom. And that will come by certain boundaries being established. So with that, let's go ahead and take a nice comfortable seat. You do want to take your sitting bones back. If you have props available, a yoga block or bolster blankets, have your sitting bones right on the tip. That will give you a nice pelvic tilt and begin to open up your hips. We're going to lengthen the side body by taking the shoulders up towards the ears, creating space between the rib cage, and then gently take the heads of the arm bones back, shoulder blades down, and feel your heart open. Just feel that lift. And feel the love of your ancestors entering into your heart as you gently close the rib cage. And we'll deepen the breath, inhaling through the nose, allowing the breath to resonate in the throat, traveling down the trunk, filling up the front, back, and sides all the way down to the root of your trunk. Exhale, press it all out. And as you continue to follow the breath, allow your hips and your legs to get heavy in your seats. Release the tension in your shoulders. Unclench your jaw. Soften your brows. And take a moment here and just notice the sensations of your body. Notice how the air feels against your skin. Notice the openness or the tightness of your muscles. And tune in so deeply that you even notice the bones, setting a firm foundation for you. Take note of the quality of your breath. And use the space between the inhale and the exhale to serve as an anchor for your thoughts. And with that awareness, go ahead and open your eyes. We're going to start off in all fours. I encourage you just to do what you can, listen to your body. This is a spinal movement that we're going to do. So if you cannot come to all fours, you can certainly do this movement in a seat. But if you are in all fours, go ahead and establish a strong foundation, starting off on the fingertips and then anchoring the bottom index and thumb knuckles down, the remaining 3 bottom knuckles, and then finally the heels of the hands. From here, lengthen your side body, once again, shoulders towards the ears, melt your heart down until you feel the arm bones plug into the shoulder sockets, and then slide your shoulder blades down your spine. Float your waistline towards the sky, shift your weight off of your kneecaps. On the next inhale, you're going to allow your belly to drop down towards the mat as the gaze lifts and shoulder blades move in even more. And on your exhale, round your back, gaze down at your navel. And let's do 2 more, moving with the breath. And we're just gently warming the spine. Good. And then once again, melt the heart, plug in. You're going to energetically draw your muscles up towards the body center and just feel that engagement, feel the boundary being set. Take your hands from here, 1 hand distance forward, reset them, lengthen once again, melt your heart. Round your back slightly, curl your toes under, lift your knees, press your hips up and back, coming to Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog pose. We're going to draw energy up through our hands and through our toes up towards our heart. Engage your muscles, set a strong boundary, establish what you need in this world. Take the shins forward, thigh bones back, and then widen your knees. From your heart, expand out. Give that offering out to the world, down into the earth, where the Dagara people of West Africa believe our ancestors reside. So go ahead and send gratitude to them for all that they survived, all that they accomplished for you to exist. And then on an inhale, lift your sitting bones, walk or giant step your feet to your hands. Feet are about 4 inches apart. As we settle, spread the toes. From here, engage your muscles, draw the energy up from the ancestors, up through the soles of your feet, towards the body center. Plug your arms into your shoulders once again. Work your shoulder blades towards one another. As you inhale, lengthen your spine, look up. You're also welcome to bring your hands to the fronts of the thighs here. Side body's going to lengthen again, heart's going to melt. And exhale, fold in fully. Inhale, reach up, stretch up. Create space between your ribs. Drop your arms down into your shoulder sockets. Move the arm bones back again, lifting your heart. Close the rib cage. Draw all of your muscles towards the body's center. Exhale, expand from the center as a display of liberation. Exhale, fold forward. Lengthen the spine, look up. Exhale, fold. Beautiful. Bend your knees, plant your hands, step back to plank. Wrist, elbows, shoulders in line. Arms are plugged in, waistline floats towards the sky. Inhale. On your exhale, lower to the floor. You can come up through chaturanga, or you can come down knees, hips, belly, chest, whatever works for you. Hands beside the chest. Lengthen the side body once again. Take your arm bones back. Push the floor away. Shine your heart forward. Bhujangasana, cobra pose. And then flow back, downward facing dog. We'll take 5 full rounds of breath here. Beautiful. Lift the sitting bones. Take your feet to your hands. Fold in, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen, pranam. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, rise all the way up. Reach for the sky. Reach for the dreams. Hands to the heart. On your next inhale, step your left foot back a giant step. All toes will stay forward. Spread your toes. And again, from the soles of your feet, hug your muscles first onto the bones, and then also hug your legs towards the midline. Take your left hip, turn it to the right. Reach your arms up. Pack your shoulders. Move the arm bones back and expand out through your fingertips. Deepen your breath. Allow the pose to blossom. Exhale, fingertips touch down, left foot meets the right. Fold in. Inhale, lengthen, look up, pranam. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Hands to the heart. Step your right foot back. From the soles of the feet, hug your muscles. Hug towards the midline, establish the boundary. Maybe the boundary that's needed is police reform. Inhale, reach up in the hopes that our leaders will wake up and understand that although we love the symbolism of Juneteenth being a national holiday, we need some solid laws to protect bodies, to protect dreams, to protect hopes. Fingertips touch down to the earth. Right foot meets the left. Fold in. Lengthen the spine, look up. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, plant the hands. Step back to plank. Inhale, lower to the floor. Side body long, arm buns back, crawl up to cobra. Press back. Downward facing dog. Down dog is a beautiful time to let go of past beliefs, let the toxins roll off of us into the earth to be alchemized by our ancestors so they can send us new dreams, new hopes, new ideas. Sitting bones high, feet to the hands. Once again, take a bow. Lengthen, look up. Fold in once again. Rise all the way up. Hands to the heart. Left foot steps back. This time it'll be parallel to the back edge of your mat. Line up your feet, front heel to back arch. Engage your muscles. Set the boundary. Take the top of your left thigh bone way back. Hollow out the groin. Wrap your right glute under. Good. We're going to come to Vera 2. Arms up. Shoulder height. Plug into the shoulders. Close the rib cage. Beautiful. This is the warrior's pose. And we still have to be warriors for justice. You can't allow all that Hannah survived to be in vain. Expand out. Let the freedom expand out through your fingertips, down through the soles of your feet. Beautiful. Turn your palms forward, straighten your front leg, reach down, Trikonasana, triangle pose. Plug your arms into your shoulder sockets. Float your waistline back along with your back thigh. Wrap your glute under again. Turn your heart up. Reach through your fingertips. Play it big. We've been silent and still for too long. Downward facing dog. Beautiful. Feet to the hands. Take your bow. Lengthen, look up. Fold in. Rise up. Hands to the heart. Right foot takes a giant step back. Settle your feet. Set the boundary. This particular boundary that is coming to my mind right now is the boundary of establishing laws to, and as I'm speaking, float the right thigh back, left glute under, arms up, plug in, establishing arms to laws rather for our greatest freedom in the United States, the freedom to vote. So you must have a boundary set that doesn't ask for voter ID from disenfranchised people, that has voting facilities nearby, palms forward, straighten your left leg, reach down, triangle. And as you expand here in the pose, send the thoughts of justice to, again, our leaders so that they can see that boundaries must be set in order for freedom to exist. There must be a law that says you cannot enslave people in order for people to be free, to live, to breathe, downward facing dog. And this time in dog, just get quiet. What are the ancestors whispering? What do they need from you? Doesn't matter if your ancestors are Black, white, Asian, indigenous. What do they need? What are they saying? Lift the sitting bones, feet to the hands. Take a bow. Lengthen, look up. Fold in. Rise all the way up. Hands to the heart. Spread the toes of your left foot. Engage the muscles of your left leg. Bring your right heel over to your left ankle. See how that feels. And if you're ready, bring your foot higher, shin, inner thigh, front of the thigh, anywhere except for your knee. Please do not use your knee as a shelf. Lengthen your side body, lift up your heart, and energetically draw towards your body's center. Pull up from the ancestors. Pull down those yet to be born. Reach your arms up. Plug into your trunk. Spread your fingers. Expand and grow. That's what Juneteenth is about ultimately. Learning the truth, growing from the truth, expanding out. Hands to the heart. Right foot down, shake out your left leg. Second side, establish a strong foundation on the right side, engage, and then bring your left foot over and bring it as high up as you need to or want to. Again, avoiding the side of the knee. Hands to the heart to start. And when you're ready, spread your branches. What does that mean? That means sharing true history, right? It means being open to learn, admitting to the wrongs that were done and are done. Hands to the heart. Bring your foot down. Shake out your standing leg. Inhale, arms up. Take a bow here. Ease down. And we're just going to do a quick cool down as I close out my session here. So again, take your sitting bones back. Feel free to use a prop to sit on. Side body lengthens once again. Deep inhale. Exhale, bow forward. Invite the air to empty completely from your waist. Circle to the right. Lift your heart. Exhale to the left and down. And continue moving with your breath. Reverse direction. Exhale down to center. Inhale, rise up. On your next inhale, take your arms out wide, arms up. Gather the wisdom of the ancestors, bring it down into your heart. Arms out and up. Gather truth, bring it down into the heart as you exhale. Inhale, arms out and up. Gather a sense of peace, not only for yourself, but for all creatures, for all manifestations of the divine. Bring it into your heart. Left fingertips, hand or arm to the floor. Reach your right arm over, create space between your ribs. Plug your arm into the shoulder socket. Take the arm bone back, float your waist back, rotate your heart up. As you expand, anchor your right hip into the floor. Reach through your fingertips. Switch sides. Right hand down, left arm over. Again, plug into the shoulder socket. Take the arm bone back, waistline back, chest up, and expand. So even when we establish boundaries within our own bodies, we'll notice that we're able to get more freedom of movement, more spaciousness, more room to grow. Inhale, come back up. Side body long, arm bones back, shoulder blades down. Roll your shoulders. And take it the other way. So by moving the body before what I am sure is going to be a magnificent meditation from our dear Reggie, we want to get the body relaxed, get the kinks out, soften the arms, soften the shoulders. Inhale, exhale, chin to the chest, right ear to the right shoulder, hold it there. Open your mouth slightly, wiggle your jaw. Chin to the chest, left ear to the left shoulder. Right shoulder moves down and back. And again, wiggle your jaw. Chin to the chest. Lift the gaze. Hands to the chest. If you can, take your hands under your shirt. You want to place your hands right under the collarbones. You just get a better grip if you get skin on skin contact. You're going to continuously depress the shoulders as you pull the skin of the chest down. Open the mouth slightly. Once again, take the chin as high up as you can. If you want to deepen the stretch, bring your bottom teeth forward. Head back to neutral. Left hand comes down. Right hand to the left side of the head. Take the head gently to the right. Slowly lower your chin. Maybe give the head another gentle pull. You want to keep self-adjusting until you find the spot that's a little too bound. That's kind of screaming for freedom, and then hold there, inviting the muscles to release. Come back up. Side two. Same thing. Take the head to the left. Slowly lower the chin. Gently pull the head again. And inhale, come back up. Once again, take the arms out wide, up, gather love, pull it down into your heart. Anjali Mudra, bow into your heart. Thank yourself for being here, for being loving, mindful, and compassionate towards you. Thank those that are sharing in this, what I hope is a beautiful, life-enhancing experience. Thank them for sharing their light, their energy, and their practice. And I thank you for practicing with me and for being my teachers. Know that the peace that you feel, the peace that you discovered within yourself, it's a peace to which you may always return. But more importantly, especially today, it's a peace to be shared with the world. Continued peace be with you. Om Shanti Om. And Reggie, my brother, I turn it over to you.
Deep bow to you, Sister Julie. If anyone is inclined, please place in the chat reflections on what she offered. Let the sister get her flowers, please, right? If anyone cares to offer any reflections about how you feel, what wisdom has stuck with you. Again, the difference between this practice and the practice that I offer through Active Peace is that we're a community, y'all. You know what I mean? I believe in Sangha. I believe in communication. I believe in hard conversations in community. But I also believe in loving kindness when these hard conversations are happening. And this is why I brought all of us together, and why I believe that it was given to me to bring this opportunity together, is because we are at a beautiful moment in time where we can honor the ancestors and the wisdom that they've shared and the hardship they've endured with the freedom that we have in the present moment. There are so many people who are betrothed to their victimhood. I'll say that again. You are betrothed to victimhood when in fact the practices of yoga and meditation are to liberate mind, body, and spirit. So Sister Julie offered us an opportunity to find freedom in the body. I will endeavor to offer a chance to offer for freedom in the mind. So before we get into the meditative experience, I want to share my shirt. It says, "I am my ancestors' wildest dreams," and you see the 10 zillion Tibetan singing bowls that I have at my feet. That was my gift to myself for resigning most recently from a pretty toxic situation. They need to get those vibes out. But bringing my elders and ancestors into the space, I am the great-great-grandson of Mr. Moore, whose first family was sold. So as a recovering activist, I worked for Move On for the height of the resistance, and not to get expressly political, just sharing my lived experience. The family separation fight got intensely personal when I found out that there was an element of my family that was sold. You know, I was like, oh, so family separation is not just a current event, it's a tool of white supremacy. Oh, shit. So for me, I was like, whoa, because my grandmother, bless her, I still have her at 94, almost 95 years old. She was like, well, baby, let me tell you something about this family separation. She was like, my grandfather, Grandpa Moore, his first family was sold. And she said it so matter of factly. I was like, I had to like squint and was like, sold. Oh, sold. So in my lived experience, I am acquainted with family separation. And what I've had to learn is freedom to be who I am in the context of the trauma that my family has experienced, and not just my family, but the collective human family. So, what I'm hopeful to share in this meditative experience is a different lens to which to view freedom. So, we talk a lot about freedom in the context of Juneteenth, slavery, historical. And perhaps it's cliche, but it bears repeating that the true freedom that we need is here. Emancipate yourself from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our mind. That's what Elder Bob Marley said to us. And it's important to remember and celebrate history for sure. It's important to recognize that historical and ancestral reckoning. But we also must be mindful about applying notions and concepts of freedom into the present moment, right? So, what I want us to consider is rather than viewing freedom in the context of freedom from oppression, also consider freedom to, right? So, if you have freedom from anger, that gives you more freedom to love, right? Freedom from ignorance gives you freedom for clarity and discernment, right? It's a both and, it's not either or. Freedom from suffering offers greater peace. Freedom from ego and attachment to overly identifying with self offers opportunity for spirit and ancestral wisdom to be manifest through your lived existence. Two more things. Freedom from individualism allows you to experience the beauty of community. When you surrender the I and embrace the we, freedom from individualism allows you to find freedom in community. And lastly, and what I think we all should consider in these days and age as we reemerge from the pandemic, freedom from worry about conformity or what the Joneses is doing allows you to be free to be your authentic, beautiful, divine self. I'm gonna say that one more time for my friends in the back. Freedom from worrying about what ain't no shade on the Joneses, but freedom from what they doing allows you to be your beautiful, authentic, divine, and royal self. And that is why we're here on earth. We're not on earth to be nobody else but ourselves. I'll say that again for my friends in the back. We're not here on earth to be anything other than ourselves. So that's the wisdom that I cared to offer here. And so carry some element of that in the meditative experience. So on the inhale, I want you to consider what you want freedom from, right? And on the exhale, freedom to. So spend about a minute or so, like if you need to consider, if you need to get back into the neck, if you need to like loosen the body again to sit, bear in mind that you can also take this meditation on the back. Like it's not, this isn't zazen practice, right? You don't have to be upright. Like you can lay down if you need to. Um, Although I do practice zazen from time to time. But settle into a position in your physicality that allows you to feel grounded. And drawing on the wisdom from Sister Julie, not only surrender to the ground as a support mechanism, but feel the ground as an integral part of your experience, right? That the ancestors are whispering or filtering opportunities for you to heal as you settle into the ground. In our hyper focused, hyper mobile society, we take the ground for granted, walking on it. I share this often in my active peace community. you've ever lived in California or a place with earthquakes, don't take solid ground for granted. Give gratitude for it. Earthquakes are real. The ground doesn't have to be stable, right? So feel the ground beneath you as a sense of support and feel the blessing of the ancestors as they whisper wisdom through the ground into your energy body. And as you settle into this grounded awareness, deepen the breath. Again, groundedness yields freedom. A deep breath also yields freedom. So this season, if the coronavirus taught us anything, it should have taught us two things. One is that we can't take the breath for granted. Two is that the breath powers this whole thing. So take a deep breath for those that cannot. And then find freedom in the opportunity that you have to deepen the breath at your leisure. Again, in the same way that we often take the ground for granted, we take the breath for granted, and to do so is folly because nothing is promised, the least of which is our health in the next breath. So find freedom in that sense of groundedness and the blessing of that groundedness, and find freedom and blessing in the deeper breath that you care to explore. And as we settle into this meditation, two more things I'll share is one, this ain't the woke Olympics, right? So this isn't about who knows the most about Juneteenth or this, that, or the other. This is about liberating the mind and being open to the heart to be a better servant of humanity, regardless of race, creed, or identity. And as we settle in, I don't really care why you're here, not to be crass. I just care that you're here, that we're in community for this first of a kind yogic communal celebration on Juneteenth. I haven't heard of anything like this, which is why I believe it was given to share. So settling into your inhale and exhale, consider what you might be seeking freedom from. Again, anger, I offered several examples, but figure out what that is for you. So inhale, freedom from that. And on the exhale, imagine what is freedom to. So when you inhale freedom from, that is liberation because it's creating space from something that you're seeking freedom from. And the exhale is liberation as well because it's the release. It's the expression, it's the expansion. So find that cadence in the breath. The inhale is freedom from something, and the corollary, the exhale, is freedom to do something. Noticing that symbiotic relationship, taking neither side as individual, but seeing both with the same value. Again, meditation is designed to clear the mind, to be a better servant, not only of wisdom, but to be attuned to the needs of the body. So if at any point during the next several moments you need to adjust the body, please do so. Again, like I said, this is not Zazen. So if you need to move, please do so. But if you move the body, stay still in the mind and keep that breath cadence. Inhale, freedom from. Exhale, freedom to. And for those of you comfortable with your breath cadence, perhaps even extending the breath even deeper, allowing your groundedness to become more profound and pronounced. And creating space in the mind, freedom from something, freedom to do more. Freedom from fear to be more courageous. Freedom from mediocrity to be excellent. freedom from perfectionism to get in touch with your divine humanity, freeing yourself from the myth of perfectionism. Two more minutes at your pace. I will leave you in silence to settle into the rhythm of your breath and to feel the divinity of collective meditation. So the Sangha, breathing in unison, clearing space in the mind, is a divine experience. So feel that in your expanded awareness. I'll leave you in silence, then ring a bell for a transition to Yasmin. Bringing hands to heart center when ready, pressing into the palms, shoulders back and down. Noticing what may have shifted, not just in the meditative practice, but in the combination of meditation on the tail end of a beautiful asana practice. For asana in its creation was designed to get the body prepared to meditate. So perhaps you've gone deeper than before. Just remember that. So next time you practice asana, maybe you do some meditation on the back end. 3 clearing breaths. Then I bow with gratitude to Sister Yasmin and her yin practice. In through the nose, please. Inhale, freedom from. Exhale, freedom to. Inhale, freedom from. Exhale, freedom to. Inhale, freedom from. Exhale, freedom to. Bowing head towards hands if comfortable. And I bow before each of you, thanking you for the opportunity to lead you through this meditative practice. Thank you for your willingness to be of service to one another in this moment. Love, grace, and peace. Ashe.
Ashe. If you are so moved, you may remain seated upright, or you can lay down. For those that like to have music during the next few moments together for yin, if you're so moved and you like to include music in your practice, the link is in the chat for you. Mindful that the first song is silent so we can sync up and align ourselves with the rhythm and our movement. So you can go ahead and press play and then come back to either a seated position or you may lie down. Press the soles of your feet together for butterfly, either seated or reclined. Should you have blankets, pillows, blocks nearby, you are welcome to use all the supports you want to as we move further and further toward freedom. 2. Locate pillows, blankets, blocks as you move toward your freedom. 2. Butterfly, either reclined or seated. Press the bottoms of your feet together, knees splay apart. Welcome to use pillows, blankets, or blocks. I see some are using their blankets and their pillows underneath both knees or blocks. You're welcome to do that. In our yin practice, we hold our postures for 3 to 5 minutes so that the body's nervous system receives the signals, the impulses to relax, to release, and no longer clench literal muscle to bone. So give yourself the freedom to move towards ease, freedom from force, clenching, freedom towards ease. Use your blankets, blocks, and pillows to support you in this reclined butterfly, either on your back or you can choose to stay upright. Press the bottoms of your feet together and your knees toward the floor. You're welcome to close your eyes or take your gaze downward if you have not already done so. When I instruct and guide, lead, part of our practice together is for me to speak to what I see, share what is coming up, brimming to the surface to support you in your practice. And then I move towards silence and stillness so you have your space to be in your space. I move towards silence and stillness so you have the freedom to move towards your space. So either be reclined or upright. Rest your hands where they naturally want to be. They could be on your abdomen. One hand could be on your heart. Your arms could be at your sides with your palms facing up. There are many variations to this practice. Yes, go ahead and move towards your stillness. Absolutely. And notice if you are moving towards ease or if you're staying in hesitation. You are supported by the ground. As Reggie mentioned, honor the groundedness with which we walk, with which supports us, and know that you will not break. So go ahead and release if you have not already done so. We know where we hold tension, where it feels a little tight. So go ahead and unclench your jaw. Soften up the space in between your eyebrows. The muscles around your eyes, let that tension melt. Melt off the sides of your face onto the floor. Let it go. Let it go. And be as your hips open and knees move further and further towards the earth. At this point, if there's anything between your stillness and this moment, let it go. It doesn't matter anymore. Breathe in through your nose, expand at your abdomen center, and exhale through your nose. Gently pull your navel towards your spine, empty out. Just like that, cycles of breath in through your nose, expand at your abdomen center. And exhale through your nose, pull your navel towards your spine. Yes, go ahead and bring your awareness to your breathing. Inhale through your nose, expand at your abdomen center. And exhale through your nose, pull your navel towards your spine. Yes. Go ahead and get into this moment. Let go of whatever is in your way. It doesn't matter. Breathe, inhale. And exhale. You breathe just like that. I'm watching. I'm here with you. I'm moving towards stillness and silence so you can move toward your space, your ease, and your peace. I'll mind the time and come back to cue you for a different variation of another posture. You go in, and if you are hesitant to enter the space, the centering of stillness, I urge you, this is your sign, lay down and go there now. Press the soles of your feet together. Let your knees splay apart. Open your heart and trust that you are well received by the sacred groundedness of the earth that supports you. Lay down and release. Breathe. I will mind the time and call you to a different variation of another posture. You go in and breathe. Yes, the deeper we go, the more we open, and the more we experience peace on the other side of the resistance and hesitation. Continue to open. Keep your left foot exactly where it is. Straighten your right leg. Yes. You may choose to keep your left foot exactly where it is, or place your left foot on top of your right thigh, at the inner right thigh, or underneath your right thigh. So explore the variation of this hip opening at your right hip socket by placing your right foot, or by placing your foot above, below, or at your inner thigh. Explore the opening of your hip socket here. Yes. You can still stay seated, or you can choose to recline if you'd like. Yes, I'm still here watching you, guiding. How often do you get a moment to yourself to center yourself in silence and be? Many of us don't get many of those moments. And sometimes when we're in the middle of the moment, we aren't. I'll say that again. Sometimes when we're in the middle of the moment, we aren't. So I call you back to your presence of the moment. And this is your calling to move towards peace, ease for this moment for you. And anytime you feel brimmings of hesitation or resistance, you go ahead and exhale through your nose and pull your navel towards your spine, and then feel the release at the places that have kept you stuck. Feel the release at the places that have kept you stuck. Yes, thank you. You got it. Go ahead and straighten both legs, bring them together. Lift your arms above you. Full body stretch, arms overhead, through your fingertips, down through the sides of your body, your torso, your legs, out through your toes. Extend. Yes, beautiful. Yes. If you want to flex your feet, activate your hamstrings, go ahead. Pull your toes towards your shins. Ooh, yeah. And then release your legs to the earth. Nice work. Arms below your heart at your sides. You can choose. And now bend the other knee and straighten the other leg. You can choose to keep your foot above your thigh, at your inner thigh, or underneath your thigh. Let your knees splay towards the earth. That's right. What we do with one side, we offer to the other. And if you need to take any variations as you transition to half butterfly on your back, go ahead. Meet us there. Take your journey. Explore your variation and settle in, moving towards freedom, to what you've chosen to center your practice today with us on this Juneteenth. Yes. Receive the body's relaxation impulse. Receive it. And you know what to do when you feel the need or when you feel the urge to step out of the moment, come back to your breathing. You're welcome to come back to the inhalation and exhalation so you can let go and move closer towards what you need in this moment. Yes, all variations are welcome here. We are opening at our hip socket. So if you've created a different shape in your body that is opening at your hip socket, go there. This is get free, live free, move free. Go there. You are your best guide and teacher. Everything I offer is a suggestion. Who better to know you than you? I'm here to help you remember that. Who better to know you than you? I'm here to help you remember that. So go ahead and express you knowing you and what you need by choosing the shape that your body needs so you can continue to open at your hip socket. That's right. Welcome to close your eyes or keep your gaze cast downward. Yes. Breathe. If you are in a seated position, please straighten both legs. If you're on your back, stay as you are. I'll come back. Straighten both legs if you are in a seated position. Yes, great. You're welcome to stay upward or hinge from your hips and forward fold. Place a pillow underneath your torso. You're welcome to bend your knees and bring your torso closer to you. If you're in a seated position, please transition to seated forward fold. That's where we're going. Yep. You're in a seated position, hinge from your hips to keep your spine long. So if you notice a rounding in your back, bend your knees and bring your thighs towards your torso if you notice you are rounding at your back. In this seated forward fold, I want to keep your spine long, lengthening. And the aim here is not to grab your toes. The aim here is to lengthen at your spine. So if you notice your back is rounding, bend your knees and place your torso on your thighs. Keep your spine long. There we go. And if you are reclined, go ahead and straighten both legs if you've not already done so. Full body stretch, extend your arms overhead if you are reclined on your back. Listen to my cues. Your body knows you got it. Yes. Yeah, and if you want to take your legs from side to side, you can do that. If you are reclined on your back. If you're seated, continue to hug your knees towards your chest to keep your spine long if you notice there is rounding. Otherwise, you can hinge at your hips and forward fold if you are seated. Now, those who are on your back, go ahead and lift your legs towards the ceiling for waterfall. This is seated forward fold, reclined. So notice we have different variations to arrive at the place that gives us exactly what we need. So if you were laying down, lift your legs towards the ceiling for waterfall. If you are seated, continue to keep your spine long. We are all receiving what we need and exploring the variations that bring us stillness, calm, release. If you're on your back, keep your gaze at your feet. Keep the back of your neck long and straight because we are lengthening our entire spine from our tailbone to the base of our skull. And so the neck is an important part of this practice. So keep your gaze at the ceiling to keep your neck long, because in your neck is your cervical spine. Yes. And you are welcome to place a pillow or blanket or block underneath the flat of your back if you are laying down to elevate your hips. Yes. There's so many variations. What's important is that you honor what lands with you, what is in your practice, and you're staying focused with what matters for you in the moment, what is important. So I'm speaking to all bodies here. And if what you've heard me say doesn't land with what works in your body, that wasn't for you. So please honor what you need in this moment. Yes, lift your legs higher if you're on your back. Go ahead if you want. You are free. Yes. If shoulder stand is in your practice and you are laying down, go ahead and do that. I'm speaking to all bodies here. I speak to what I see. And if I see where you're going, I'm going to make sure you know I'm with you. Go there. Because if you go there, someone else might be inspired to go there too. So if shoulder stand is in your practice, go ahead. Keep your hands at your flat of your back as you lift your lower back off the earth. Keep your shoulders on the mat. You're still in seated forward fold. Yes, continue. Fold deeper. All variations welcome. Go. Go there. Remember, we move towards ease. So if you've chosen a position where you are not staying still. You're going past your edge. Only you know. Come on back. I love it. I love the expressions. Continue to cycle breath in and out through your nose. The breath when we need it the most as we open. Please receive it. Continue. Keep your gaze towards the ceiling if you're laying down. Beautiful. And now everybody, please lay down. Join us reclined if you are not already there. Happy baby, grab the outside edges of your feet. Pull your knees towards the earth. You're welcome to remove the blanket or pillow underneath the small of your back. Yeah, go here. Absolutely. Yeah. And if you want to straighten one leg and keep the other knee bent towards the side of you, go ahead. You want to take your straight leg out towards the side of you where your toes face towards the earth. Go ahead. Yeah. Go ahead and straighten the other leg, bend the other knee. Yeah, we're transitioning to reclined happy baby. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You're welcome to straighten both legs for a straddle. Keep the lower back on the mat for a straddle. If you are seated and you remain seated, go ahead and extend both of your legs out on a diagonal. You can join us in this if you are seated. Yes. Extend both of your legs out like a V if you are seated. Amazing. And you're welcome to hinge at your hips and forward fold and your wide legs straddle if you are seated. If you are reclined, go ahead and straighten both legs if you have not and make a V. Flex your feet. There we go. There we go. And open. And we're going to be here for a minute. I always like to let students know how long we're going to be in a position so you get to the variation where you need so you can be here for a minute and open up. You can feel this along the backs of your legs, your hamstrings, at your hip joints. Go ahead and open. Breathe. That's right. Be with it. Be with it. Mhm. You're welcome to stay as you are. Lower your legs to the earth for a final resting pose. Shavasana. You're welcome to keep your knees bent or straighten your legs. Arms rest below your heart. Gently close your eyes. For Shavasana. Final resting pose. I thank you for joining on this Juneteenth. Matthew will now cue you and guide you after Shavasana for a beautiful, expansive Yoga Nidra. Go ahead. Move closer towards your stillness in your Shavasana. And at the end of your Shavasana, you will be welcomed back by by Matthew.
Now, as we transition from the gentle and mindful movements of today's practice, let's now prepare the body for the practice of Yoga Nidra. So continue to settle in to your body, into the ground. If you'd like, you can invite a pillow underneath your knees, maybe a gentle padding or pillow underneath your head. Perhaps a blanket, if one is nearby, over your body. It's not uncommon for the body temperature to drop during this practice as we settle into stillness. So take a few moments here to continue to settle into or create the nest for your practice. Setting the conditions for deep relaxation. Setting the conditions for resting upon the earth, feeling the support of the earth, the support of our ancestors. Sensing our bodies being cradled. Just know as you move into this practice, there's no way you can do this wrong. Simply allow the words to wash through you, taking a journey of letting go. So allow all movements now to resolve into stillness. And notice the contrast as you shift from doing to non-doing, from gentle action to deeper rest. And notice the emphasis now on the outward experience, turning now toward the inward experience. So as you breathe in, feel the body as sensation. And as you breathe out, become aware of the space around your body. Settle into this present moment. Witness awareness. Sense the mind becoming more internal, more at peace. Sense the mind yoking to the internal sound of the breath. Now I invite you to use your mind to draw 3 circles of light around your body, 3 circles of light around your body. And sensing yourself within those circles, feeling, sensing the protection, strength, and wisdom of your ancestors, your benefactors, family, loved ones. Let the mind remain in these circles where you feel, sense, become absorbed in the safety, protection, liberation from stress, from distractions and demands. A place where you are free to rest and to simply be just as you are. Sense the silence behind the movement of the mind. Behind the movement of the mind, sense a knowingness that I am. Prior to action, prior to doing, is the knowledge I am Soham. Now direct the flow of your attention toward the eyebrow center. And as the flow of attention coalesces at that point, I invite you to either see or sense the emergence of a blue point of light, like a star. This blue point of light will accompany us as we take a mental journey throughout the body. Simply sense and feel this light hovering above each point name. With that, notice the pit of your throat, blue point of light. Right shoulder joint. Right elbow. Wrist. Tip of the right thumb, blue point of light. Tip of the index finger. Tip of the middle finger. Ring finger. The little finger. Right wrist. Elbow. Right shoulder joint. Hollow of the throat, blue point of light. Left shoulder joint. Left elbow. Wrist. Tip of the left thumb. Tip of the index finger, point of light. Tip of the middle finger. Ring finger. The little finger. Left wrist. Elbow. Left shoulder joint. Hollow of the throat. Heart center. Luminous blue point of light. Navel center. Pelvic center. Space between the sitting bones. Point of light. Right hip joint. Right knee. Right ankle. Right big toe, point of light. Second toe. Third toe. Fourth toe. The little toe. Right ankle. Knee. Right hip joint. Pelvic center, luminous point of light. Left hip joint. Left knee. Ankle. Left big toe. Second toe. Third toe. Fourth toe. The little toe. Left ankle. Left knee. left hip joint, pelvic center, point of light, rising to the navel center, heart center, throat center, awareness resting at the eyebrow center. Sink into the inner abode of silence here at the third eye center. Continuing to release all effort. Awareness of the whole body at once. Suspended in a cocoon of stillness. Now gently sense the flow of air in the nostrils. And begin to visualize mental alternate nostril breathing. So through simply using your mind, sense that you inhale through the left nostril only and exhale through the right. And then your next inhale through the right nostril only and exhale through your left. So inhale left, exhale right. Inhale right, exhale left. So as you continue to follow mental alternate nostril breathing, start to count your breaths backward from 27 to 1. So in breath 27, out breath right 27, in breath right 26, out left 26. Simply continue. Know that if any time you lose your count, you lose your place, simply start again at 27. Now, wherever you are in the counting process, release the counting and gently become aware of the body breathing. Body breathing itself. Gently bring attention to the third eye center, the space between the brows. This place where all doing stops, the place where you rest as the observer to any passing phenomena, any passing thoughts or impressions. Bring into your awareness the polarity of likes and dislikes, the polarity of attachments and aversions. Awareness of daytime, awareness of night, awareness of dawn and dusk, awareness of spring and summer, autumn, winter. Gently guide your attention to rest deep in the heart center now. Here in the silence, deep in the heart, sense the knowing that I am Soham. Soham. Investigate the source of where I arises. Sensing the freedom, the spaciousness that was granted to us in this space. And go into the silence from which it emerges. Now let attention expand from the silence in the heart center to fill the entire spine. And again, sense the presence of Soham. I am. Let awareness expand from the spine now throughout your entire body. Sensing your whole body from head to toe. And let awareness begin to occupy the domain of the five senses. Hearing, touching, seeing, tasting, smelling. Now with your mind, with honor, love, and respect, remove the three circles of light, the circles of protection from around the body. Sensing the enduring love, protection, and strength of your ancestors, your benefactors. Start deepening your breath. slowly awakening the body. Begin to gently stretch however you see fit. And then gently bend your knees and roll onto your side to rest in a fetal position. If you're sitting upright, simply let whatever is behind you support you. Just rest gently upright. Contained in the stillness of the womb of this moment, the stillness that emanates from the very heart of creation, feeling nourished by the continuous breath. Keeping your awareness inside, gently make your way to a seated position if you're on your side. Let your eyes remain closed here. Feeling the experience continuing to saturate. Now I invite you to bring your palms together in front of your body and start to rub them to generate some heat, warmth. Place your hands over your closed eyes, feeling the transference of energy and warmth through the eyes into the brain, into your being. Now gently open your eyes inside your palms, letting a little light filter in. On your next natural inhale, take a deep breath in through your nose. As you exhale, let the hands descend as we gently return to this space where I offer you my thanks for allowing me to guide this practice. From the peace of this moment, I will turn back to Reggie. Peace and love.
Deep bow of gratitude, Brother Matthew, Sister Yasmin, Sister Julie. And for those of you who are still here with us, deep bow of gratitude to you. Thank you for your patience and for your willingness to experience this freedom, right? So because I'm the organizer in the room, please put into the chat what this experience has left for you. Right? Are you feeling more freedom? Are you feeling more love? Are you feeling more joy? Are you feeling more grounded? Because if you recall, the title was Let's Get Free and Stay Free. Right? So we went through all of these practices to offer a window toward liberation, not just for this moment in time, children, but to have this be the seed from which your freedom grows. Right? So with this opportunity that we've had together, I will play a bowl in a moment, but I want to thank each of my colleagues for their wisdom, for their loving kindness, for their artistry and magic. I want to thank them for taking me up on my offer to do something magical today and just taking me at my word. I was like, hey, we're going to do this, cool? And they just said, all right. So gratitude for that. I take that as a sign of respect. And for those of you that contributed, thank you. For those that didn't, thank you for showing up, because we don't do this for the money, right? And what I'm saying is that we do this to offer healing so that you can live your best life. So for those of you that contributed, deep thanks. For those that did not and cannot, deep thanks. For those that can, please do and consider. Some of the proceeds will go to charity, some will go to the teachers. And however you choose to express your generosity, just if you can't show generosity towards us, show generosity in the freedom that you now feel towards someone else, right? So taking the Buddhist practice of generosity writ large, not just in the concept of money, but in terms of energetic exchange and just generosity of heart and loving kindness. So because I am a former producer and on my timesheet, it says we'll be done in 1 minute. Bring hands to heart center, please. Press into the palms, scan body from head to toe, and notice what has shifted. If you feel even a bit more free, a bit more peaceful, keep that, share that. And as Thich Nhat Hanh might say, water those seeds. Water those seeds with your awareness, your breath, and your attention. I will sound this bowl in the third octave of F. F is the note of the heart. So I will sound this 5 times. Feel free to breathe as you need to. Feel free to exhale as you need to. And on the 5th time, I will bow before each of you, and then we will end the meeting. So 5 times, then we close. I bow before each of you with humility, graciousness, liberation, and loving kindness. Enjoy the remainder of your day. Share this peace that you have now have widely. And until the next time I have the pleasure of your company, love, grace, and peace. Ashe. Namaste.